Hello YouTube, this is Todd Martin from Solid Shell Security, and I'm back with some stuff with Python. Alright, as you guys can see, you guys can probably tell that I got some stuff with math going on up here. One thing I strongly recommend if you're learning programming is to do some sites like this, like eRuler is one of them. I actually kind of like eRuler because it's very, very math based. I don't even remember what the domain is. I haven't used it in a long time. These are actually two programs I created to solve eRuler challenges. There's some pretty cool things. Programming challenges. Come on, Google. There's some pretty cool sites out there that just have different kind of programming challenges. A lot of them tend to be very, very math based, which is kind of cool, especially because the reason why I actually started getting into programming, which was C when I was 14, is because I didn't have access to a calculator all the time at home. So I started learning programming to help myself do math homework. So here are just some pretty cool math things here that I have up that I just kind of wanted to share. First one on the right I'll talk about first. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this guy. I'm probably not even going to pronounce his name right. I'm pretty sure it's Italian. Fibonacci Sequence. It's pretty cool. You can read up on that. I know a lot of programmers that love doing some programming stuff with math, like taking stuff like the Fibonacci sequence and creating a program for it and stuff like that. And there was actually a challenge on eRuler. So here's a little bit of source code I made, and I didn't have to put a function, but I did anyways because I just felt like doing a function. So I have another reason why I wanted to kind of show this is right here is this second line of code right here. I haven't done anything like this in my videos, so if you guys are new to Python, you guys have not seen this if I've been the only learning resource for you. So as you can see, I have two variables that I am declaring x and y, and I'm setting them equal to 1 and 2. X is going to be assigned to 1, y is going to be assigned to 2. And xi here is just going to be equal to 0. The variable names are just kind of like random variable names. You know, in math you always see x and y, and I put xi just to put xi. And the challenge on eRuler was to do something with the Fibonacci sequence up to, I think this is 4 million. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 4 million. And simply we just take xi and set equal to x plus y, set x equal to y, set y equal to xi, and then print it. It's kind of confusing. You really have to kind of go back and look at the actual mathematical equation for the Fibonacci sequence, and you just have to create a program to do it, which is what I did, which is sometimes pretty fun. And there's the Fibonacci sequence up to 4 million. Just kind of showing you guys different kind of little things you can screw around with. The next one here was another eRuler challenge that I did, and basically what we're doing here is we have x equal to 0 and for I in range, and I talked about the range function a little bit in the web reconnaissance source code that I showed you that I made. Well, the video I just did last night, but I wrote that program a while ago. So we're going to do for I in range, and I is just going to be set equal to every number between 0 and 1,000, but it's going to be multiples of 3. So it won't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll be like 0, 3, 6, 9. I think it's multiples of 3. Or it might be square roots. I'm going to set x equal to x plus I. Then we're going to set y equal to 0. For I in range between 0 to 5. Either multiples of 5, or it's going to be like square roots or squares up to 1,000. And we're going to do y equals y plus I and z equals x plus y, and then print out z. That was another eRuler challenge that I did a while back and can't remember the actual wording of the problem or anything. But we're going to run that. and it should give 26633. So this video was just to kind of show you some stuff you can do with math, especially for those of you guys who are in school and don't have like a graphing calculator. Which, while I'm at it, I can go ahead and show you this too. I was looking a little bit into like along the lines of machine learning and stuff, and one of the very basic things that you learn in machine learning is how to do a linear regression. This is kind of like a linear regression, except it doesn't exactly work the way that I wanted to. And it uses these libraries, SciPy and PyLab, which you do have to download and set up yourself in Python. It doesn't come standard with Python whenever you download the Python interpreter. But just to kind of easily show this for those of you guys who are in high school or remember anything from your basic algebra class, this is your y equals mx plus b. And in here I use the term gradient, but in high school you more than likely heard the term slope. So we have these range of values, and then it's gonna stats.lin regress xy is going to give us the gradient, the intercept, r value, p value, and std error. And this down here is going to plot it and show, which I thought was pretty cool, was being able to plot it and show. Now this might have to be run in 32-bit. It may not. Yeah, we'll save it. Or I might have somehow lost that. Python. Alright, architecture I386 Python. There we go. This should work. And as you can see, it graphed the points. What I wanted it to do is I wanted to actually graph the slope, but I really didn't play around with this a whole lot. I just kind of wrote that and then said, oh well. But that's something else you can kind of do cool in Python, a lot of math things. So if you are in high school and you want a graphing calculator, but you don't want to drop $100 on a graphing calculator, learn how to do some of this stuff in Python. It actually gets pretty interesting, and whenever you get into programming mathematical algorithms, or basically taking problems like taking a y equals mx plus b and turning it into a computer program, if you get really good at that stuff, companies pay high dollar, because everything that's artificial intelligence, or hell, the Google search engine, it's just a fucking math problem. And sorry for the language there, but it's just a math problem. There was a math guy. It was a team of guys that were really good in math, and a team of guys that were really good in English, and they found like this mathematical formula of how to optimize searches that use words, where a user supplies words and plugs it into this mathematical algorithm, and it spits out the best searches. And that's why Google is one of the biggest companies, is because they were the guys that did it the best. So this is just kind of like a miscellaneous Python tutorial, me going over some really simple stuff, not really explaining very deep into some things, but just showing you stuff you can do and just quirky little stuff I did. Actually, in the next video, I'm probably gonna talk a little bit about that, having to change the architecture. So that's the end of this video.